let's go with put a +1/+1 counter on all creatures. Let's go ahead and what do we have? QQ. We're looking at 4 is X. 1, 2, 3, 4. Auto pay. Take action, yes please. And next, then good game. Well, hello everyone. I am Average Zen. I'm your host of Average Zen Presents, and you've caught us on a Brawlin Friday edition, coming at you live on Twitch as we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, usually 11 to 1 Central European Time. Hello, Tony Marie. Thank you for joining us. On Thursdays we do a little 10 to 12 Terrigen also in the house. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Today we're doing Brawlin Friday, as we do every Friday. My favorite day of the week, not just because we get to brawl, but also, it's Friday. It's a good day. We're gonna make it an even better day for somebody here in about 2 weeks. March 14th, I'm hoping, we will be holding our first giveaway drawing for all of those who have entered. Speak of the devil, the Streamlabs, you're right on cue, pumping out that link for our Gleam.io giveaway. It's a widget, free to enter. All we're looking for is to fill these little bars up. We're lacking a few YouTube subscribers. I know about 60% of you are not subscribed. That's what YouTube Analytics tells me. So, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Then we can unlock the rewards. Oh, what rewards, you say? Well, we got a couple of boxes of Ether Drift Play Boosters back there. We're giving away both of them. One for, 2 people. Yeah, and that's all there is to it. All you got to do is hit up that Gleam.io link. You can find that in our About page on Twitch. You can find it on our YouTube About section at the top of the links. And you can find also a QR code as well as a link on our pinned post on Twitter/X. If you're on one of those platforms and not the other, well, you can always get multiple entries. In fact, we have up to 8 entries, I believe, possible, with bonus tasks available for those of you who want to take a few moments to visit us on a few social media channels or hit that follow button on Twitch if you're a subscriber on YouTube, vice versa. I'm not required to subscribe on YouTube, I need to say that, but it would be cool of you. That would be very, very cool. It's good karma. But it's that easy, and it's free. And we're just here to celebrate you guys that are hanging out with us and hopefully having a good time playing Magic the Gathering. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our first Brawl deck. We have a couple of new commanders to play today. Our first one is going to be Sita Varma, Masked Racer. This is an Ether Drift commander that came out recently. He's a 2/3 for a green and a blue, so not bad already. And it has Exhaust, which we can only activate once ever. Unless we can do some things like if she leaves the battlefield and comes back, then, we can do it again. Or if we have abilities that'll let us do that. We'll get into that more in a second. Let's talk about her Exhaust ability. It says pay X, 2 green and a blue, and put X +1/+1 counters on Sita Varma. Then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Sita Varma's power until end of turn. Alright, so pretty simple. If that is a lot of words, though, essentially what it means is we pay X mana, 2 green and a blue, put a bunch of counters on her, and then everything that we have, every other creature, is going to have base power and toughness equal to her power. So if we put 2 counters on her and she's got a 4 power, then everything is a 4/4. Yeah, unless it's got counters on it itself, then it's even bigger. we'll talk about that more in a moment. So I saw this card, and immediately I thought, this is Craterhoof Behemoth on a stick, essentially. Except for the fact that they don't gain trample, but and it's not scaling with the number of creatures you control, but comparable in the way that it buffs our a wide board. That's what we want to do. So we're also running Craterhoof Behemoth as kind of a backup plan here. And I said, well, what do we always want that kind of effect in? What's a popular archetype? And the first thing that came to mind, elves. Yes, we've done blue-green elves before, but not quite like this. So let's talk about how Sita makes an appearance. Well, number one, she's only 2 mana. Okay, Craterhoof, 8 mana. So a big difference there. We can easily get that mana for the exhaust ability with all of our mana dorks that we have available in elves. So, I mean, we're talking like Elvis Mystic, Llanowar Elves, Delighted Halfling, not an elf, but it does provide us with that can't be countered when we cast our commanders, so that's a bonus. It's about one of the only non-elves in our deck, other than Enduring Curiosity, Surrak and Goreclaw, and the Craterhoof Behemoth, I believe. Unless you don't count Marvin, because Marvin has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature, so that means not only will Marvin be a great mana dork, he'll also be essentially an extra copy of Sita. Yeah, so if we have Sita in play, and say she doesn't have haste because we don't have Surrak and Goreclaw out, and Marvin's already in play, well, then he's got the ability too. Yeah, so we got some choice mana dorks here in the green. Let's go over that first. Llanowar Loam Speaker. Elvish Warmaster, not an elf mana dork, but does make more elves. Fauna Shaman's going to help us search for good stuff. Gallic Greeters makes treasures, gets bigger, gains us life. Greenbelt Guardian gives us that all good trample there if we need it on Sita Varma, as well as having its own exhaust ability. And we got Heroic Intervention, a little protection. Incubation Druid, because we put a +1/+1 counter on Incubation Druid, and then it taps for, a bunch of mana. Innkeeper's Talent to make our Sita grow, as well as have a little protection in the weight of that ward, or put other +1/+1 counters on our other guys so that their base power and toughness is increased over what Sita will give them. Of course, Paradise Druid's an elf, mana dork, Priest of Titania, mana dork, Leaf Crown Visionary, Elf Lord plus card draw. We already talked about Marvin the Murderous Mimic. We also have a Nissa, Steward of Elements. I figured that would be good for the Scry, and for, that 0 ability with as much mana as we have available. We should be able to have her come out in a late game with a reasonable amount of counters, pretty much allowing us to look at a bunch of cards off the top. Let's talk about Elvish Refueler. This is another new Ether Drift card. It says during your turn, and this is another reason we went elf, because one of the best cards for exhaust in green is an elf. During your turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. And then it has exhaust, but a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So there's a lot of built-in synergies already with Sita in elves. Of course, Imperious Perfect, Elf Lord makes more elves. Realm Walker is a pseudo-elf, but will also let us cast off the top of our library. Reclamation Sage, destroy artifacts and enchantments, also an elf. More mana dorks made by Rishkar. Satina, Speaker of the Tajaru, will also ramp us. It's another new one that came out with Pioneer Masters. So not only it's not really a mana dork, but it does get counters when it attacks if we bounce lands to our hand. Not a real landfall deck, really. But, if we get a bunch of lands and we don't mind putting one in our hand because we have a bunch of mana dorks, then it gets a counter. Elvish Archdruid, more mana dorks, more elf lords. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Also, we'd like to get up to that -7, but the -2 not bad either. Tyvar, a great elf, and also activated abilities that can make our stuff bigger. Patchwork Mana, of course, on elf. That's like our only mana rock since we're running so many mana dorks. Yeah, the big inclusion here. Dionys, Elvish Archdruid, is going to turbocharge all of our mana dork abilities by allowing us to tap twice with them and give them counters. So that's even more synergy with Sita. Elven Chorus is going to let us tap every creature for mana, as well as, cast off the top. If we have a creature there, Guardian Project, card draw, Oracle will die in case we have lands on the top, as well as being an elf. Beast Whisperer card draw, Conduit of Worlds is part of a sort of alternate win con. We'll talk about that in a moment. Blinding Light, so all the good elves. Tamio, Vivian Reed, and Jace marking out the 5-drop spot is good planeswalkers to have in this deck. And I like our Season of Gathering, Suruk and Goreclaw, and of course Craterhoof Behemoth. In the Great Hinge, we should have no problem casting a Portal to Phyrexia if need be. Green and blue not known for the removal, so we don't feel bad about that. So let's address the elephant in the room. The Conduit of Worlds says you may play lands from your graveyard, so that's good because we have a few fetch lands. But it also says choose target non-land permanent card in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast additional spells this turn. What would we possibly want besides recurring, an important piece of our elf tribal going on here? Well, we have a Mindslaver, because when you have a ton of mana, for some reason, the first thing my head goes to is Mindslaver. Call me nostalgic, from my first run ever, and making a Mindslaver lock deck a long time ago. And, it's an alternate win con. All we gotta do is have Conduit of Worlds in play, get a bunch of mana, cast a Mindslaver, and have a Buried Ruin in play. That can also do it, because Conduit of Worlds would let us play lands from our graveyard. So we could then sacrifice this to return Mindslaver to our hand, or we could just outright use the tap ability on Conduit of Worlds to recast Mindslaver, because it says sacrifice, not exile, so we can keep on recurring that and control our opponents every single turn, as well as ours. Not a nice tactic, but sometimes people play not nice decks against us. We have to be prepared for these eventualities. So in that vein, we also have River's Rebuke, Aetherize, Imprisoned on the Moon, Utter Insignificance, Cyclonic Rift, Mana Drain, Counterspell, Unable to Scream, Rapid Hybridization into the Flood Maw, 3 Steps Ahead, and Witness Protection, all great spells for blue to be running for board domination. One other card I'd like to mention real fast. It's a new one with Aether Drift, Unstoppable Plan. At the beginning of your end step, untap all non-land permanents you control with as many mana dorks as we have. That means even on our opponent's turn, we could easily hit Sita again with some more +1/+1 counters if we get that out. So, I thought about putting, Paradox Engine in here, but, the Unstoppable Plan is cheaper, and it does what we need it to do. So let's take it into the Brawl queue. Group hugs, everyone, before we start beating the snot out of one another. Yep, bring it in. All right. Wish us luck. If you want to go over the full deck list, as usual, we can always hit !deck in chat. Or, if you're viewing actively on Twitch, we have the overlay. Thank you, Tony Marie, for the good luck. Yeah. And if you're viewing later on YouTube, you can always check that video description link below. You'll find a link there for our Untapped GG for the deck. And this is all 3 drops in a 4 drop. Our commander is a 2 drop, but we'd really like to see a mana dork somewhere. But the Reclamation Sage up against Nahiri kind of seems good. I'm gonna chance it. It's a little slow, but we have the tools for this commander. That is a rabbit battery. Uh-oh. Hasty. They're at it already. Well, let's slow down the rabbit battery. There you go. It doesn't have reconfigure anymore. The Black Blade, reforged. Alright, well, let's go with... what do we want to go with? We don't have a 2-drop. So let's go ahead and play our Dream Root Cascade. We'll let the fact that we're an elf deck be a little bit of a secret right now, because we'd have to name a creature type for either one of the Cavernous Souls or Three Tree City. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Oh, and they have a Colossus Hammer. Well, that's gotta go. I'm glad we kept the Reclamation Sage. Alright, time to let the cat out of the bag in the form of elf. Reclamation Sage, goodbye Colossus Hammer. Yeah, we'll take action. Forge anew. Oh, okay. Well, they really wanted that. Fair enough, I guess. You gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me. Good top deck. Looks like this game's over already on turn 4. Alright, let's go elf. And we have Tyvar. That will stop a Colossus Hammer for a little bit. But I don't think for long. As soon as they give it flying or evasion of any kind, I think we're in trouble. We need ramp to get to that portal to Phyrexia, or our Season of Gathering to destroy all artifacts. We do have one in this deck somewhere. Sword of Forge and Frontier, not great for us. Now it has protection from our whole deck, so that's game. Good. So much for that good luck. How we immediately get run over. What do you draw from our opponent? Must be nice. We thought we were good with our Reclamation Sage. They were like, nope, I got Recursion in hand. Wouldn't you know it? They always have it. They didn't ever not have it. What were we thinking? Even queuing up. Oh, let's try it again. Alright, Alluge the Shoreless Sea. This is an all counterspells deck. Wonderful. Yep, they're going to make instants and sorceries cheaper every single turn. So, yeah. I don't know what we can do about that other than pray. Well, we do have a witness protection. That's something. Alright, well, let's go Cavern of Souls on Elf. That seems good. And Incubation Druid. Eat your heart out counterspell deck. That was a good draw. Compulsion. What? Oh, we do have a counterspell as well. Let's talk about how we're going to not get counterspelled into oblivion on anything other than our elf spells now. Alluge can wait. We also have a counterspell or two. They have a finale. They have a yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, what are they gonna gain control? What else are they gonna counter? The Commandeer? Okay. That's fine, I guess. We tried to slow him down. I think we succeeded now. Well, let's go ahead and cast Tameo. No, we gotta do that with one less. There we go. Phyrexian mana indeed. Imasahak. Alright, we have a legitimate business person busy running errands, thanks to Tameo. Mirror Shield, and they're down to 1 card in hand. I'm feeling much better about this game now. Alright, Rivendell. We need a legendary creature for that, so let's go ahead and put Sita Varma down. Rivendell comes in untapped. Nissa comes in. Let's go ahead and put a plant out there. We'll keep, it's got hexproof, so let's go ahead and tap the turtle, I guess. I mean, now they have a flood counter on an island. It doesn't really do much. Thank you, Witness Protection. Working as intended. Alright, Ottawara. Very cool. Well, I think we go ahead and go +1 there. Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and tap that guy down again until we get Tamio's logbook. And we'll do a green belt guardian. That's our trample guy. And that's going to give us how many? Let's see. Well, we don't want to run over their elves quite yet. We're not ready for lethal. So let's talk about passing the turn and then activating abilities on their end step, maybe. I imagine they have like a River's Rebuke or a Cyclonic Rift incoming. Mirror Room, eh? Alright. Well, they have a copy. Well, unfortunately for them, not going to be very helpful when we turn everything back to their hand. They have equipped. Very nice. And then, oh, you're going. All right. Well, considering we were going to River's Rebuke next turn anyway, I think we go ahead and block with the Greenbelt Guardian. And we'll even give it a little plus counters there. Perfectly fine. This is natural. All right, it's our turn. Let's go ahead and River's Rebuke, and we'll choose them. There you go. Have fun with those cards. Phantom Interference. Well, all right then. Exile target from the graveyard. Well, let's go ahead and tap this guy, because fine. I mean, they've only got one card left in. Oh, they got no cards left in hand, actually. Alright, so now target creature gains. No, we don't want to give anything trample. That's fine. Darn. Well, they have a 5/7, and they have discounted. What's with all the equipment in the Elves deck? I've never seen this before. Usually it is just instants and sorceries. Alright, we like to see that. Alright, they have an 8/8 first strike. So let's talk. Well, it doesn't have first strike anymore. Let's go with put a +1/+1 counter on all creatures. Create Tamio's logbook. We will draw a card. That's Forest. Not great. let's go ahead and what do we have? A QQ. And that gives us 3, 6, 7 total. So we're looking at 4 is X. 1, 2, 3, 4. Auto pay. Take action, yes please. And next, then good game. There we go. Goodbye, Luge. Send your counter spells elsewhere. Thank you. Feels good. Working as intended. Good games indeed. Thank you, Terrigen. All right. Let's see. That Nihiri. That was a cold shot of water to the face. That first game, but we came back. We showed what we can do with having a Craterhoof on a stick. Kind of, sort of. Well, along with the Greenbelt Guardian, essentially, giving 1 mana to give a target creature trample, or just having a board full of plant tokens that are just huge. Aragorn and Arwen wed. That's very sweet. What does this one do? So many Aragorns. Human Elf Noble for 6, 3/6 Vigilance. Whenever Aragorn and Arwen enters or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. You gain 1 life for each other creature you control. Alright, so they're probably going to be an elf deck too. I don't see any green mana. This is not good. Alright, well, now slightly worried about not having... Wolfie247, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, we got the gong. Did you guys hear the gong? I heard the gong this time. I've been working on fixing that. Alright. Let me know if you did not hear the gong. I'll turn it up. Well, we got some things here. I'm not sure if this is good, but it's better than the alternative. Yes. Leyline of Abundance. Okay. Maybe we should put that in this deck. Oh, we got the Unstoppable Plan with no mana dorks in hand. Fine, okay. Marvin, do your thing. Be a cheap imitation of Sita Varma. Well, I mean, you cost the same amount of mana, but you know what I mean. The Poison Dart Frog. Alright, well, we need to get rid of that ley line so that they're not out mana dorking us when we have no mana dorks, and then no attacks. Land tax, you say? Darn it, they're out mana dorking us. Alright then, well, let's go with Leaf Crown Visionary. Unable to scream on the Poison Dart Frog. And then attack in. Alright, they get to search for some lands. Thassa gonna help us find something, I hope. Maybe a mana dork to untap with our Unstoppable Plan. What is the plan? We don't have a plan. Alright, they have got a Railway Brawler incoming. Alright, we got land. We has... I think we go Sita Varma. Alright, and then... yes please, all attack. We're going aggro with this bunch. Alright, down to 17. Our opponent with the land tax, grabbing all the lands they can out of their deck and thinning it out. Maybe they'll draw into some action, who knows. Oh man, our little robot guy's going crazy over there. You guys are probably lucky you can't hear the sound effects off Arena. Doubling season, oh my. What are they gonna double? Well, we are hitting our land drops. That is good. We are not hitting any mana dorks. That is bad. No attacks. Alright, after this turn, they should not be getting any more use out of that land tax, but it's already done its job by getting a ton of lands out of their deck. There's Aragorn. And then they got a big Stompy. Alright, well, we gotta do something about that. I don't know what, but we gotta do something. I guess witness protection on the railway brawler seems good. Alright. No attacks. Maybe we'll get a land here sooner or later. Or a mana dork, something. I don't know what we need at this point. Thorn Mammoth. Okay, this is quickly getting out of control. Alright. They did it. They can't undo it. And we will block with nothing because who cares? 14 damage, we can take it. Okay, that is another land. But we're drawing dead here. Yeah, good game. Not what we needed to see. We lost the second we didn't have any mana dorks in hand, despite having a deck full of them somehow. I just could not use our ability there. Sita was like, "Where's my mana? Chewy, fix the hyperdrive now." Alright, let's see if we can play a little bit smoother there. Well, I mean, we mulliganed. We didn't keep the first hand we saw. It just was not in the cards. Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. When it enters, each opponent discards a card. Exile them, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay, well, we have mana dorks this time, but then the 3-drops. Where are all our 1 and 2 drops? Why? Why? Alright, Rivendell can come down untapped. And we don't have double green for the Elvish Archdruid either. That's okay. There's Priest of Titania. Well, let's do that. And it almost certainly dies immediately since they played down a snow-covered swamp. So blood on the snow is being run. Oh, but we have a Dionys. But we have a Dionys, you say? Well, we're gonna do that. Dionys supercharges mana dorks, and it's dead. But we have another. You got more removal? I'm sure you do. Alright, Dionys, attempt number 2. And let's go ahead and get in for 4. I meant 5? Well, I should have said 5 because Dionys. We're in a good spot. They're gonna make us discard. That's okay. We get rid of the Enduring Curiosity. I think we have everything we need in our hand. Unable to Scream. There you go. And we'll tap this for double green. And then put down an Elvish Archdruid. Put down the this guy. That'll allow us to tap there and tap there. Well, let's go Tyvar. And then Attack in. Boom, boom. And see what's good. Would you care to block? I'm sure you would. And then next turn, they recast their commander if they can. I believe they can. Or they have, I'm sure they'll board wipe. They're not going to let this pass, right? Damnation in hand. Toxic Deluge. The infamous Cruel Claw. That is not the answer you were looking for, opponent. Generous Plunderer. Alright, that's game. We got him. My turn. Alright. We'll go ahead and play Sita Varma. We don't even need the utter insignificance, but we will play it. And we'll tap that for green. We'll tap this for green. Oh no, we can only tap for green. Oh man. Okay, well, we tried. We can just do his ability, I guess. There we go. And do it again. There we go. Those were some big elves. Those were some big elves. Nicol Bolas, beaten by the elf queen, Dionys, colloquially named Dionys. Alright. No. Soulful Terrigen says we should be banned for the... Which part? We've done so many messed up things already. Alright, including keeping hands nothing but 4 drops. Alright, here we go. That's a little bit better. At least we don't have any blue, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I wanted to use Sita Varma's ability, but like an idiot, I tapped all our blue mana. Alright, Hardfire Immolator has prowess, and then it can deal damage to stuff. Patchwork Banner looks good next turn, I think. Yeah, because I knew they were going to do that. Alright, well. Not great. Priest of Titania. At least they got the Goblin Chain Whirler down already. Maybe they don't have more board wipes in hand. I mean, they're playing Sulfum. They definitely have all sorts of damage-based stuff going on. No blocks. We will, I think it is imperative, actually, that we go ahead and play the Patchwork Banner on Elf. Put the Witness Protection down on the Hardfire Immolator. And play Sita Varma. And then hopefully they don't board wipe us. They're thinking hard. I don't like that. They're going to amass a lot of orcs if they start blowing our stuff up. Well, there it is. Alright, okay, they just wanted to draw a card. I guess that's acceptable. Let's go ahead and Tameo. Yeah, that's fine. And, yeah. Well, keep that tab down, and let's get in for our own damage. I'm sure they have direct damage to deal with it. But as long as they're directing it at Tamio and not our face, that's a win. Will you stop going crazy over here, you crazy robot? Jeez. It's like my cat after some catnip. Playing parkour on the walls and furniture. There we go. All right. Next. What happens next? Okay. What is going on? Okay. Congratulations. You spent 3 spells to get rid of our 2 creatures. Lenore Lone Speaker. Imperious Perfect. Tick up on Tamio. Lock down the Goblin Chain Whirler. And hopefully they don't have to keep on... Hopefully they can't sustain having to cast 3 spells every turn to take out our stuff. I don't know what's in their deck. I can only imagine as soon as Sulfum comes down, though, it's going to become much more lethal. Alright, they got him. Alright, and we got an Oracle of Moldiah. Let's go ahead and... What do we have in the graveyard? We got 6... We want to go with, no, we need to tap down Sulfum. Unfortunate. Alright, Sita Varma, do your thing. And no attacks. They can make it indestructible, notably. All I gotta do is discard a couple of cards and pay a life for a couple mana. There it is, play with fire, sure. Alright, there goes our Imperious Perfect. In the festivities, sure. A math? I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. No blocks. Alright. So let's go ahead and keep, I think we need, we gotta get that 3 drop back. Let's go -3. And we'll go Imperious Perfect. Elvish Refueler. That's the first time we've drawn this one. Alright, very cool. And then let us take it to the next stage. I have to believe they're out of freaking board wipes. I have to believe that, and we're at 6. We can tap for 1. And we have a Season of Gathering on top. Goblin Charbelcher. Okay. Well, that is perfect timing. We want that Season of Gathering. Alright, so we go. Activate ability. And we will not do that because we don't have any more mana. We'll tap this for a blue, and we'll go QQ. Tap this for a green. Tap this for, no. Okay, so now we have 8 mana. We'll tap down the Sulfum. we will do this. Go destroy all artifacts and enchantments, and then draw cards equal to the greatest number. We will go destroy all artifacts. Goodbye, Patchwork Banner. Alright, we did get that. We got a Elvish War Master. Not bad. We have a land on top. We can play that. And that gives us 2 mana. Yep, we'll activate that. And attack in with a 5/6. We're hanging on by a thread here, but we are hanging on. And we do have the Craterhoof Behemoth in hand. They know we do. Can they close it out this turn? And we have an Imprisoned on the Moon on the top, and they know about that. Alright, well, let's Misty. Oh, there it is. We got him. Alright, we had multiple paths there to the win, I believe. Good game. Good game. Hey, thank you, Terrigen. Indeed. All right, one more, maybe 2 more if we get a quick game in before our break. We're actually got a double whammy of ancient typal decks here going on, but being run with new commanders. So right now it's elves. I'll give you 2 guesses what the next deck, the typals, is going to be. Sigarda, Font of Blessings. Is this the one that's like all your stuff has hexproof? Yes, other permanents you control have hexproof. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast angel spells and human spells from the top of your library. No blue mana to be seen here. No blue mana to be seen here, but at least we have mana dorks. We'll do that. And an unstoppable plan. It's unstoppable. How can they stop it? All right, it was unstoppable. Okay, that was a quick game. We got time for another. What did we do? Have you been traumatized by Sita Varma in the past, opponent? Please, don't project your trauma onto us. We're just here playing a game. Who we got? Oh, Smeagol. Helpful guide. So helpful, in fact, that he will steal all of your lands off the top of your library. You will never find another land, which makes me very happy that we have at least 1 mana dork in hand. As soon as Smeagol comes out, yeah, your chances of hitting your land drops drop by about 50 to 60%. But we do have an Unable to Scream, so that should prove helpful. But they have lots of ways to sacrifice their own creatures, though, so I'm not counting on that for long. Well, Golem, Patient Plotter, for instance, sacrifices a creature. Well, that means we have to get rid of that. That's their sacrifice enabler. And it comes down a turn before Smeagol. There it is. Alright, we do have Forest. So, let's go ahead and play out our Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Get some plant tokens going. Veto. Alright, well, we definitely block with our plant token. That's what they're there for. Alright, let's go with Elvish Archdruid. And go ahead and get ourselves another plant token. No. Fatal push on his own dude. Cool. Well, the ring has tempted them. Yay. Man, they mill us. What did we lose? 3 steps, Elven Chorus, Elvis Regrower. Oh, man. That's the worst thing we could have got. Let's go with Elvis Warmaster. Dwynen Guiltleaf Dean. Make some elves. Make a plant token. And no attacks. Good luck, Smeagol. You're gonna need a board wipe now. What say you? Do we? Oh, you got a Vraska, huh? Well, who will you exile? Who will you make into a treasure token for us? Dwynen? Fair enough. Alright, I believe we do have a legendary... No, we don't have a legendary creature. Okay, well, let's fix that. Play Rivendell. Play the Oracle of Moldive. No, wait, no. Fauna Shaman. Make an elf. Then we'll go... +1, draw cards equal to that, and another +1. We'll put the +1/+1 counters on this guy, and I guess this guy again. Draw 5 cards. Very nice. Goodbye, Smeagol. You stole our lands, you milled some of our good cards, and you shall die. Fun times ahead. You know? That was also a very quick game. Thank you, Terrigen. Yes, good game. We got time for one more. I think we got time for one more, as long as it didn't turn into a slog. And if so, well, I guess that'll just cut into our, speaking of a slog, Alinda's probably going to make it one with all the life gain and whatnot. Yep, life link, hexproof from instance. As long as your life total is greater than your starting life total, it gets +1/+1 and has menace. And then it gets +5/+5 if it's they got 10 or more life above their starting life total. Imprisoned on the Moon will fix that, but I am concerned. Other than the fact that we have lands, this is kind of an iffy hand. Mathaso will help if we can stick that, because Scry. Cleric class, very nice. Hey, hello. Oh no, don't hate us. Harrow, okay, we're getting there. We're getting places. Let's go ahead and get down Sita Varma. Might as well play it out on curve, see if they blow her up. Phyrexian Arena, okay. Well, let us Harrow, and we will get rid of our Yavimaya Coast in favor of a blue mana, I believe. And, you know what? Another green would not go amiss. And now, attack in like there's no tomorrow. And we even have utter insignificance with Flash. It is not an instant or a sorcery. So Alinda does not have protection from... I think she's only got protection from instants, but that's fine. Hinterland Sanctifier. Angel of Vitality. Okay. Well, pass the turn. We will Cyclonic Rift that back to their hand. And let's go with a Dwynen Gilt Leaf and attack it. Even though Sita Varma is not an elf, still, I mean, it's a 3/4 with a reach. A Lunarch of Veteran, very nice. And then they cast the Angel of Vitality again. Alright, we really want another blue mana here. That is not a blue mana. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go... you know, we can take 4 for a moment. Well, let's go ahead and try to get a blue mana off the top with Thassa's Scrying. I would have loved to have drawn one, and then we could have gone with Imprisoned on the Moon and held up utter insignificance, but it did not play out. Oh, Linda, are you coming to join us? There she is. Alright, they gained some life. Now she's a 10/10. No blocks. We will scry. That is a Beseju. Do we need that? Oh, man. Okay. No, we really want a blue mana deck, please. Help us out. That is not exactly it. Alright, then. Well, goodbye, Alinda. Elvish Arts Druid. Well, shoot the Sheriff, gets Dwynen, very nice. Well, we'll attack in. I doubt they block. Inspiring Overseer, gonna gain a life, draw him some card. Alright, we badly need a River's Rebuke now. Or a Cyclonic, well, we already used our Cyclonic Rift on the Angel of Vitality once, didn't we? Alright, down to 16, they're at 41. That is another forest. Good lord, what do we gotta do to get another island? I guess get rid of that guy. There you go. We'll put a counter there and a counter there. Next, can we attack in? Yes, we can attack in. Alright, keep that life total down. Man, they're just flooding out with cards here. We did not look good in this situation. Righteous Valkyrie. Gonna pump all their guys. Wonderful. Great stuff. So happy we could see this. Alright, whatever. I'm tired of this. Exile that guy. There we go. Alright, now you can do your thing and we don't have to hit pass. Any day. Maybe one day we'll find another blue. Return stuff to your hand, and now you got Swiftfoot boots. Okay, well, we're taking 14, no blocks. There's no way we're dealing 51 damage to him next turn. Let's see what's on top. Sutina, nope. Alright, good game. Well, can't win them all. We did win quite a few, though, this afternoon. Yeah, but Just not in the cards on that one. Nah, we really, really needed a second blue land there. But, you know, I had fun, and we're going to continue to have fun. That's what we're here for. So we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, please, if you're watching later on YouTube, please, give us a like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And as always, don't be a jerk. Have fun playing Magic the Gathering. Be cool and love one another. That was, see, we switched it up there a little bit.